Right, so today guys, we're going to be changing the rear wheel bearings on my LBS. First, you want to start with loosening the back wheel. Sometimes it can be on there quite tight, so I just use my foot to put pressure down on it, and there we go, it pops right off. Give it a few turns and then it's off. There's the nut, just keep that safe. Now I want to hammer out the axle so it comes out the other side, just like so. Once it's out the other side, just give it a tug and it'll come straight out. Next, you want to take the chain off the sprocket so that it's just hanging. It doesn't matter where it's hanging, just make sure it's safe and it doesn't get caught anywhere. Once you've successfully taken off the wheel, just take off these pins. The purple in my case, they're just the spacers that keep it between the swing arm. Next, you want to take off these dust covers. I did this using just a flathead screwdriver really carefully, just pried it out. They are very fragile, just be careful. Now for this next part, you can just use a flathead screwdriver, but I use this axle, just makes it easier and comes out quicker. Just give it a few taps each side. It does take a few more taps than I've shown in the video. Make sure to give it a clean, wipe all the grease dry because you'll be reapplying grease anyway. Once that's absolutely sparkling, we can get on to putting the new bearings in. These are the bearings I got. I just ordered them from Amazon. They're about £5–6. I believe they're the 600 RS or 6000 RS. Anyway, the next thing I got was this 20mm socket to just use as a bearing press so I could hammer in the bearings. Once one side was done, the next side is just a little bit more complicated, but you just got to put in the spacer that goes in between the bearings. This is what the axle will go through so it rests and sits in place. Voila, look at that, looking good as new. Right. So once we've done that, we can now put the dust caps back on. It's pretty simple to go back on, but you do want to give them a little clean first of all. I used some oil in this case. I really shouldn't have. I should have used a cleaner, but anyway. Once that's done, put them back in and then put your spacers back in, just like so. Once that's done, we can now reinstall the back wheel. This does get a bit fiddly, but just give it some time and patience and you will get it back on. So as I was doing this, I realised I might as well change my brake pads while I'm at it. So why don't we just go ahead and throw them on. Voila, there we go. New brake pads installed. One little tip with the brake pads. They won't bed straight away, so if you just keep riding them, as long as you're not giving it full pressure, they will just bed in. Right, so once you've done that, you can then put the chain on the sprocket. Once you put the chain on the sprocket, you can then go ahead and put your axle in. Just like so, just put it through and then tighten it back up again. Make sure you tighten it fully because sometimes it do get loose, so you do want them quite taut. Once you've done that, just give your bike a little test. Make sure it's fully working. Make sure there's no resistance of any kind, and that is a job well done.